Right, welcome back. Last time, we didn't do that. Oh, right. Yeah. We managed to diplovassalize Zokonochko, and Kazatlan decided to invade them, because apparently my protection wasn't enough to dissuade them. Like last time, they thought, oh, let's invade the Mayan Empire, and I upsized my military to make up for it. So, yeah, I'm probably going to invade them again sometime in the future, although I don't believe I have enough time this session to do that. Oh well. I can always deal with them later. In addition, commercialization has reached my capital. Fully, so casual literacy is now being invented at basically the fastest rate I have ever seen so far this campaign, at 1.3 per month. So it's coming fast. Colombian imports is also arriving quickly too, at 1.01 per month. Although that's, yeah, casual literacy is going to quickly overtake Colombian imports. Casual literacy is expected around 6 years from now, and Colombian imports 7. So, yeah, that's much faster than in Choctamal, which is going to take 12. When exactly I'll actually embrace the institutions depends. I'd like to avoid the chance of losing points. Wasting points, more or less. On the other hand, there's also the question of cost. How many ducats am I willing to splurge into this? Like, so far, I actually can't afford to embrace Colombian imports. Despite the fact that it's definitely spread in enough provinces, as in Choctamal and Akanul. I can definitely embrace it. Akanul is, well, not the biggest province. Choctamal was already enough for commercialization, and I doubt the situation has changed that much. In addition, Akanul is a decent amount of dev as well, so if I actually go to Colombian imports, oh yeah, 25% of my development after autonomy. Still going to cost a little less than 1,000 ducats at the moment, so it's going to need time. Casual literacy is going to be the more expensive one. It's probably going to cost over 1,000. Unless I get Totoxiu and Choctamal, which will probably cost less than 900. Totoxiu itself is 232. Arcanol is almost 200 ducats, and Choctamal is 140. Okay, maybe not below 900, but definitely less than 1,000. Colombian imports are probably going to wait. At the very least, I'm waiting until I embrace casual literacy for the reasons I've previously mentioned multiple times in previous episodes. Even if I grab Colombian imports now, I'm still not going to go up in tax, so I might as well wait for it to become cheap. Oh, and I've also been increasing state reach. Yay. Oh no. Damn it, they're taking shortly. Damn it. Oh yeah, I am taking this back in the future. Thankfully, I don't need to keep good terms with them anymore. Because I already have the institution I need, which is Colombian imports. So, yeah. I am definitely going back to claiming their coastline. Already found the spy network? That was fast. And we're going after Chaka and Putum now. At this point, I might as well take the cash. I'm going to need to find a way. They are getting an influence, but only because the bureaucrats take the damage first. At least when it comes to influence. I'm honestly unsure if I want to do that, though. At least now, of all times. That's really the problem. When do I do that? Sure, I'm ready to do something like that. But is that really a good idea to do it now? Why not wait until later? Especially since the penalties are probably going to last several years. Although, probably not 10. But again, the question is, how long do I want to wait? Plus, it's going to cost me a lot of stability. Which is again part of the problem. When is it a good time? When is it not? Of course, there's also the fact that it's Spain. They sent 2 expeditions to me. Already, and took 2 of my provinces. Sure, they weren't that important, and they were connected to their colony, more or less. But what if they ended up taking Chakdamal? That would be terrible. The earlier I do these institutions, the better. So I really cannot afford to wait for long. I should do this as soon as I can afford to do both. Of course, that's also part of the trouble. I'm going to need the money to do that. And that's going to cost me about 1,600 ducats. Probably. You know, it's almost certain it's going to be more, but still. Okay, so I could afford to do one of them right now. It would take 18, actually almost 1,900 ducats in total. Casual literacy has arrived in Totoxiu. However, the big problem is that this cost will actually increase with time because my autonomy is lowering at a rapid rate. Due to, well, basically just high legitimacy in general. I don't want to increase it either because that's going to start causing problems with my income. It's a balancing act. The lower the stability, the more money I make, because the cheaper it is for me to do taxation, with the cost of points. However, there's just so many other little factors that I need to take into account. Yeah, let's do that. And then give some concessions to the nobility, like promoting the aristocrat faction, arranging a strategic marriage, there we go. No, they're no longer completely unhappy. Yeah. Hopefully I can do that before the next expedition attempts to take away my provinces again. But the session is just about over too. I guess this might end up being another case of not this session, but next session. Although surprisingly earlier than I expected, I definitely knew that I was not going to do anything this session. At the end of last session, and look at me, right now. I'm actually preparing to do it if I had more money. That's really the main problem here. I need more money. Outside of that, though, it's honestly all good. once my capital gets Colombian imports, that should reduce the cost enough. Although I doubt I'm going to earn enough money in 3 months to really be able to take advantage of it. The total cost will be reduced by over 200 ducats. That I know. But I don't think I have the capability of spending that much. Yeah, it's still going to cost me around 1,700 ducats. Well, more than 1,600 for sure, and I'm only earning 25 a month. I mean, that still is a lot of money, but it's not enough for a breakneck pace. Well, still might be good just to stop it here. Alright, so I have finished scoring these 3 provinces that I took from Quetzaltlan. However, in the process, I've been hit by a couple expeditions by Castile. Which, yeah, this is certainly going to cause me problems in the future. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm thinking of doing this earlier, so I can build up the mill tech quickly to actually properly resist these incursions. I have not been able to properly do that. Thankfully, the fact that I'm neighboring New Spain means I'm going to have a lot of tech cost reductions when I'm finally actually doing it. I've also gone ahead and done a reform to allow the lesser nobility to take part as diplomats, which lowers state corruption gain, which is good. I wish you could do more, but oh well. The next one will give me another diplomat, which I don't need super duper much, but it would be helpful. At the very least, reduced corruption does mean that my tech costs and whatnot, and later on idea costs, won't be as bad. Still, this whole package is currently costing just over 1,900 ducats, and I barely have 1,500. Thankfully, Colombian imports will be embraced in a couple months, so at least in the capital, which will drop the cost by a lot. I can actually check here. It's 276 ducats. Quite a bit. So that should drop it to less than 1,650. Still, I doubt I'm going to be able to get it before the end of the year. So definitely not this session, but almost certainly next session. Then I'll have a nice big tech jump, especially in Diplotech. Since currently it's 466 Diplo power and the penalty is around 80%. So the cost will reduce by 80% of 400. Give me a minute to figure out what exactly the number actually is, and that is 320 points, and then there's the 3%, which will be another 12 points. So 332 points reduced. Of course, that's assuming that I have this year. Next year it's going to go up by 1%. That doesn't matter. And that's also assuming that the neighbor bonus hasn't been patched in 1.30. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the EU4 patch history, so I don't know if that particular bug has been fixed. I mean, I've certainly exploited it for all it's worth previously, when I was playing it EU4 to a much greater extent. Nowadays, I honestly only play M&T, and pretty much just for recording. I just don't find it that enjoyable. It's not when I don't have a good reason to play. Other games, yeah, I actually quite enjoy it. Best example would be TNO. Excellent mod to play. Anyway, that's enough for now. Additional fun has been the fact that my autonomy has been reducing dramatically thanks to my extremely high stability giving me lots and lots of legitimacy. Okay, maybe not just my stability, but faction support is through the roof at the moment. So, yeah. And I definitely mean through the roof. Which is making it so that my autonomy is reducing really rapidly. Because high legitimacy means lower autonomy. It's not yet at the point where my capital hits 0 autonomy, but it's certainly decreasing quickly. This is both good and bad. Good is that my taxation is more efficient, so that I'm actually hitting 25 despite the fact that I'm not actually collecting any admin taxes. Yes, I believe I'm not. Oh. Well, I don't need stability right now. And these rebels aren't really that important. Besides, these troops can just come in, especially... Yeah, the cannons for a recent addition says they're at 100 army drill and the entire army is at 100 army drill. So, there's no real threat, especially since it's just 5k. And it's probably all infantry. Anyway. Yeah. Beyond that, I have really not done much. I have been increasing state reach, but that's really it. I've been just trying to stabilize the country as much as possible in order to make institution spread go up and up and up. Especially now that I have a credible threat directly at my borders. Especially since they've been taking my provinces without a way for me to fight back, at least not effectively. Yep, I figured this would turn into trouble, but I wasn't still surprised to have it happen. Although that's really my fault, isn't it? Anyway. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.